All right. Hello. How you guys going? I am going to be sharing with you how to 10x your client results, how to get faster, better, easier results with your clients. It doesn't matter whether you are brand new, whether you are just getting started and you are putting together a program, the faster you can start getting results for your clients, then the more those testimonials are going to come back into your business and help you to be able to create massive momentum and it will stack up. Or if you're a bit further along, which is the second scenario I see with clients who have created momentum and maybe they're at three, four, 500,000 in their business and they're starting to experience client churn because they're trying to remove themselves from the process. They're not doing as much one-on-one, and now they're finding that clients aren't turning up and aren't doing the work. And this is a common frustration that I see with a lot of clients is they feel like they are attracting clients who just don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work. They're not as committed as they are. They're committed. That's why they're a coach and they're taking all the action, and their clients aren't taking the same amount of action that they are. But there's a lot that we can do to take control and ownership over our clients being able to get results. And this is not about like, oh, well, it should be on them and we shouldn't have to baby them. It's not about that. It's about how do you actually create a program and experience that drives results. And if you can do that from day one, it is going to help you get into momentum with your business. And then it's also going to help you scale long term as well. So if you guys can see me, say hello, wave, let me know that you can see me. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm a little bit blind. I can't see the screen, and I don't know if I am on the Facebooky section. Here I am. So happy days. Now, what I'm going to share with you doesn't matter what niche you're in either. So you guys can let me know below, like, what do you coach? What are the outcomes? What are the results? Is it tangible? Is it non-tangible? Is it life coaching? Is it a specific outcome that you're working towards? I'm going to share with you how in 3 steps you can massively increase your client results, regardless of what niche you're in. So the first thing that you want to do, even if you're in a non-tangible niche. And everything is tangible, by the way, guys, because it can all be tied back into them wanting to get a certain result, whether they want to have more energy, better relationships, better home life with their kids, better results for their kids, more confidence going out and speaking in public or going dancing or losing weight. Like everything can be tied into a tangible result that we want to achieve. So the first thing that we want to do right at the very beginning is we want to help you to create a roadmap forward for your clients that is going to give them certainty they can get an outcome working with you, but is also going to give you a path that you can follow. Often, when we get started and we're just doing one-on-one coaching, this is how I started with my one-on-one coaching. I was selling sales training, and my first sale was $250, guys. It wasn't a lot of money. And I had a background in corporate. I was really good at what I did, but it was my own thing online, brand new, didn't have any results as working for myself, didn't know anything about social media, I didn't have an audience, didn't have trust. And so my first few sales were $250. $250, it was one-on-one coaching, and we would get on the call and I would ask what they needed help with, and I would help them with it and give them some steps, and they would get off. And then they would come back, they'll get on the call and see what they need help with, I give them some more steps and they get off. And that's how most people run their coaching programs is the client comes to you with a problem, you fix the problem and you send them away. But operating in that rhythm means that you're not necessarily intentionally moving towards a goal. And even if you're in a life coaching space, that person should have a goal, and we should be creating a roadmap that is going to move them towards that goal so that every time we get back on a call or every time we check back in with them, we go, where are you at with this step? Awesome, you're ready for the next step. And we move them to the next step. And this is going to keep you out of the trap of just getting on a call and having clients sook and complain and treating you like a therapist. And it's going to help you to have a way to get them to the outcome faster. It's going to make you a better coach as well. And you want to implement this right at the beginning. And we're going to do this next week on the offer workshop. So if you guys aren't signed up, you can comment offer workshop or whatever, and I will send you the link to do that. We're going to create this for you guys on the offer workshop. Once you have that, the second thing that you want to do, and this is really important, write it down. So step one is have a step-by-step process, right? Something to follow, a pathway forward for you to get results, them to have certainty. Step two is to dial in your first 30 days. When somebody comes into your program, We want to be able to get them results and momentum as quickly as possible. I want you to write down little wins. What little wins can you get them as quickly as possible to get them moving? Because this is going to build confidence for themselves. It's going to build trust in you. And people buy progress. Write that down. People buy progress. They will continue to pay you and continue to work with you so long as they can see that they are making progress. If they don't feel like they're making progress, they will disengage with the program and they will leave. Now, often people decide in the first 30 days if they would want to continue to work with you based on that initial experience. So, what we want to do is in the first 30 days, we want to make sure that the onboarding is super dialed in. We want to look at any gaps where people might get stuck. So, where do you see people not doing the work? Where do you see them getting hung up on? What objections do they have to what you're trying to help them to do? We want to preempt and pre-handle them, and we want to look for little wins that we can get them in the first 30 days so that they get into momentum. So, step one, have a clear roadmap forward. Step two, dial in your onboarding in your first 30 days. And then the third thing that you want to do is you want to track. So you want to, based on that roadmap forward, based on where they're heading, what are their milestones, and it might be different person to person, but you want to have a system in place so that you can track their results. And for us, like when we first started doing this and it was just me coaching, I used to just put in our little messenger chat. So in our messenger chat with the clients, every time we finish working together, I would go, okay, this is where you're at. This is what you're working on this week. Step one, step two, step three. And it seems silly to have to like baby people by putting those little steps in their messenger. But that one thing, that one tiny little task actually stopped us from every time we got back on a call, going back through the process of figuring out where they were stuck and what they were up to. Simply because people get off the call with you, they get busy, they don't take proper notes, they forget what they're doing, and then they come back and they're in the same spot. And so if we can have a roadmap forward, we can have the first 30 days dialed, and then we can have systems, little systems to make sure that we're keeping them on track and moving forward. You are not only going to get them better results, but you're also going to save yourself so much mental bandwidth. You're going to save them mental bandwidth as well because it's not going to feel like you're going in circles. They're going to have a better experience with you. They're going to rave about you more. You're going to get more testimonials, referrals, all from simply just creating a roadmap, dialing in the first 30 days, having clear ways to track progress and just to keep them moving forward. And then after you've implemented that, you do want to have a way, like as your clients start to grow, to be able to track this. For us, up until now, we've just tracked in spreadsheets. It hasn't been the best, but we've taken the spreadsheets and then we would put the data into AI and see what was coming back from the data. So one of my head coaches actually did this. Shout out to Karen. She took a sample of her clients that she'd been working with one-on-one. And based on the data, we could see that 50% of our clients in 8 weeks implemented the whole process, made sales, got momentum, but then 50% of our clients were stuck on their niche. Just one problem. There was no like staggering places that they seemed to get stuck. It was either they got stuck on their niche at step one, or they made it all the way through the program in 8 weeks and made sales. And so, based on that data, because we were tracking that, we were able to then change our program and add things into those first 30 days to help people make decisions better on their niche, to help them feel more comfortable taking those steps forward, to help them see that if they change their mind in 12 weeks, it's okay, but we just need to get them moving because we had the data, because we were tracking it. But until now, we didn't have a really good system to track it. It was just messy spreadsheets. Now I put it into AI and it's so cool. I'm going to share with you guys what I just created. So we created like a client tracker in AI. I'm gonna find it on my screen. So we only just created this like a day ago for exactly what I want to be tracking. But you guys can create this to track what you want to be tracking. I'm in the wrong thing. Can you see my screen? Just give me like a yes I can see or a thumbs up if you guys can see my screen because I don't see a screen share on my. Maybe I'm not sharing screen. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I see the screen share. So then we went and we put it into a tracker, and this is empty. It's brand new, so we haven't filled it out yet, which is the only reason why I can show this to you guys because there's no details of anyone in it right now. But we created tabs on the tracker, one for us to have all of our client records, and we got the name, the start date, what coach they're working with, what program they're in, are they on track, are they stuck, what's their bio, a few extra details, active, graduated, so we have the lifetime details to track. And then we track their milestones over the 12 weeks so we can see what milestones on the left hand side have they hit, what calls have they had. We can put in here all the call transcripts to save the data, and then we can turn it into like charts and graphs for us to see what's happening. So you guys, obviously, you're not going to be there straight away with that many clients. You can start in a spreadsheet for sure, but you want to have the roadmap from the beginning. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're probably going to change it. We have changed our roadmap so many times because we get the feedback from the clients and we see, oh, they're getting stuck here. Oh, this would be better that way. Oh, actually, I think I need to remove that. There are a lot of things that I actually removed from our group launch program because it was too much and it was stopping people from taking action. So instead of giving them the whole enchilada, we just gave them what was going to get them taking action and they got better results. Sometimes we try to give everything and we think that that's us, being generous, but it's actually slowing our clients down. You're only going to get that if you just create a roadmap to get started and then see how they're going implementing the roadmap and then dial in the 30 days and then dial in the tracking. And so I hope that this was really helpful because we have managed to grow our business to seven figures per year and we don't have any client churn. In the last 2 years, I think I've had two clients that told me they were unhappy and asked me for a refund. And both of those clients I got on a phone call. We were able to sort it out, fix their problem, and keep them in the program. That is very rare, I think, and very uncommon. Most people that I speak to, when they're hitting the $500,000 mark, they're really struggling with client churn because they don't have the systems in place to be able to support still getting client results and having a great client experience as they scale. But the amazing thing is that you guys can put this in place early. We had a lot of these systems, not the best, but we had them right from the very beginning. And that's why we were able to continue scaling without having a churn problem because we could just then adjust each bit of the system one step at a time. As we grew, we kept fixing it and refining it, but it was always there from the beginning. So we could keep making sales and keep focusing on client results and keep selling. Whereas most people get to a point where they've sold and then they have churn because they need to focus on the results and they're too busy still trying to make sales. And then the clients aren't having a great experience. And so I hope this is super helpful for you guys. If it's helpful, just let me know. Comment helpful. If you want, I made a prompt if you want to make your own client tracker with AI. What I love about this is it's just a standalone web app and it doesn't cost anything. So we were paying $300 a month to Airtable and I couldn't even get it to do what I want. You could try Notion and stuff like that too. I couldn't make it look the way that I wanted it to look to track exactly what I wanted it to track. And then I made this with AI and a web app, and the web app is free. So it costs tokens to make it. But then once you've made it, you're not paying a $300 subscription every month to have your data being tracked. It's just like in a free web app, which I think is really, really cool. So if you guys want it, I made a prompt for it. I'm just tweaking it up to make it relevant for like life coaching and stuff like that too. So it's not going to be exactly mine's tracking like to 10K. Yours won't be tracking to 10K probably. But if you want the prompt, you have to go to my Instagram and comment on my reel because I want to try and set up an automation over there. And also my Instagram is very sad and lonely and it needs some love. And so if you want it, you can comment on Instagram. But otherwise, I hope this was super, super helpful. You guys rock. If you want to come to the offer workshop next week, comment offer below. And peace and love. I'll see you guys later.